I just wanted to say thank you for everybody coming out. And I noticed that a lot of y'all looking at my skinny pants, and that's to take the tension off my fat face. It worked. It worked. That was my wife's idea. So, I didn't think my face was fat until she said it was. So. But anyway, I just want to say thank y'all for coming out. This really means a lot to me as his son, to see this many people supporting. And you know, my cousins kind of messed me up a little bit because we had something planned up here. We're actually going to do a roast, but I think they got scared. And they still believe that lightning will strike you if you say something about a pastor. So that's why the one that was still sitting there didn't come up here. But I'm not here to talk about Pastor Brown, so I'm good, right? Yeah. I'm not here to talk about Pastor Brown. I'm here to talk about my father. Just bear with me for a few minutes. I know some of you had to leave. Some of you didn't have to leave. You just made up an excuse why you left. And I can tell by the way you look at me when you leave. But I'm not going to call no names out. You know, hey, Pastor, this is great. I got to go. I really got to go. You know, I'll get back with you. I'll get back with you. But anyway, I'm here to talk about my father. My father is a great man. He's a great man, and I love him, I do. So I'm going to say this, because this is something he used to say to me. I love you, that's why I got to do this. This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. You are hilarious. I'll never believe that. Because every time I went and tried to sit down, I couldn't, but he could sit down. Right. Talking about it hurt him more than it hurt me. But anyway, one of the things about my dad is he cannot take a vacation. He cannot take a vacation. We just came back from Splash Universe. We went to Splash Universe Thursday night, and Friday night. We just came back this afternoon. And he was kicking and screaming the whole way there. It was like, you know, come on, that's for the kids. I don't know about all that. It's just for the kids. And you know, he was the only one who looked like a prune when it was time to get out of the water. Could not get him out the water. I was like, Dad, come on, we got your party upstairs. The pizza's cold. We gotta, one more time around, one more time around. He was in there. See him have fun. It was good to see him enjoy himself. I mean, he was just, I mean, it was funny because it's like he never really knew that he could have fun. You know, he was in the water just splashing around. I mean, you know, anybody ever been to a water park, you know, it's a lot of kids in the water. And I mean, dunking kids to get by. Dad, you can't do that. Look at the sign. If you're this big, you can't touch the kids. You know, but he had a good time, so I let him go. I was like, okay, he having fun, so I'm gonna let him go. Not gonna bother him, not gonna worry about it. You know, parents getting up, trying to see what's going on. You know, and then first he went around, and I don't know how he did this. He successfully goes around. It's kind of like a wave pool, but it goes around in a circle, and it's like a current that takes you all the way around. I don't know how he did this. Now there's a part on this thing where it's like a waterfall coming down, and you can't hardly get by that thing without getting wet. I don't know how he did this, but the first few times around, he went all the way around without his hair getting wet. I mean, I went halfway around. My eyes was red from chlorine, because I'm like, damn, you know, and his hair did not get wet. So I'm like, okay, he's not going to be out here this whole time and not go under the water. So finally, he was like, you know what, I'm having fun, forget it. He went down and came back up, and I mean, his stuff was like, all out. I said, what Big James doing out here? fun though. He had fun, and he let his hair down literally. He literally let his hair down. And you know, and I was thinking about that video that they had up there with TCT, and some of those looks that he had. And did y'all see that one though? The one where he was singing, and he just kind of stopped and looked like, I know I look good. Y'all can't tell me that my stuff ain't tight. And that reminded me of back in the day when we used to go play basketball. I was too young to play, so I used to just watch him. And him, and I remember him, well, he gone now. But him and my Uncle Keith, they had those Jerry curls that went like right there, they stopped like right there. Until they started playing basketball, then they're like right down here. So when they run it down the court, it's just bounce up like this. They turn around real fast, and get Jerry juice in your eye. It really wasn't that good at basketball, but they knew if I could get enough sweat going on in my curl, I could just do this little move right there, and you blind them. They're looking at you. All right. But that's my dad, though. That's my dad. I think about those times when he got me. You know, he had to get me, he had to take care of me. He's one of them parents that did not spare a rod because he really believed he was spoiled a child. And I remember I definitely wasn't spoiled. That rod did not get spared in our house. And I remember he used to, when he would get me, first of all, and I told y'all this before, he made this belt for me. And I just think about it sometimes, you know. He made a belt for me. It was that serious. You couldn't just grab one you already had, you know. You couldn't grab my mama's little skinny belt, you know, or that other skinny white belt that he had. He couldn't just grab that. He had to make a belt for me because he was like, you know what? I just pictured him talking to my mom. You know what? That boy, I'm just gonna make a belt. Because this stuff, these ain't working. I'm just gonna make something for him. I'm gonna get me a belt, a leather belt about this thick, cut some slits in it so it looked like fingers, so when they hit him, it just grab him like that. And he did. He made a belt. I mean that bad boy, it was tailor-made for me. It fit my behind. It didn't fit nobody else behind. Alexis never got that belt, but I got it. But he made a belt for me. It was like he just was fed up, you know. And I remember he used to talk to me before I got it. He used to sit me down, you know, and he just give me this long lecture. I remember sitting there, I don't even really think I heard a word he said, or really listened to a word he said. I was just anticipating the inevitable. You know, I remember sitting there thinking, man, I wish I could just get a whooping. And you know what, you don't even have to whoop me. This was punishment enough. I know what I did. And he was one of them kind of, because he was a psych major. You know, he was big on psychology. He was a psych major. He would explain to you what you did. You know, as if I don't already know what I did. He would explain it to you, but then he would tell you the origin of where that behavior came from. See, you need to understand that this is deeper than this, just deeper than you. It's deeper than you. This goes back to Adam. See, with Adam, it was the seed that Eve planted in his mind that caused him to grab that fruit. And it wasn't no apple. The Bible didn't say it was an apple. It was some fruit. See, that's where people get it all twisted. It's not an apple, it's some fruit. And the Bible never said an apple. Then you get off on a rabbit trail, you know, you sit up there, do I need to get my Bible, my highlighter? You know, but he would break that thing down to you, why you did what you did. And I'm telling you, I didn't know. I did not know that's why I did it. You're right. Now that you say it, you're right. That's exactly why I did it. Wow. Okay. So that was my dad, though. That was my dad. We're not here to talk about my mother, but my mother was something else altogether, though. She was a psych major, but she didn't graduate when I was a kid. So she didn't know some stuff that my dad knew. She didn't graduate yet. She still had another year left to get her degree. So I used to figure her stuff out. Like, okay, man, you didn't graduate. graduate yet, because Dad told me the origin. And you trying to tell me the origin? Come on, man. Just go ahead and just come on. And then she would get mad, you know what? Take your pants off. My pants off. I'm 18 years old. Pants off. See, my parents didn't believe there was a cutoff. If I go over there now and do something, come here. Go in there. Is the belt still there, hanging up? It's like that belt. Y'all see that movie Walking Tall? He had that stick. That belt was like that stick. It was sitting up there. You know, he grabbed that out. Okay, break the glass. Get over here, boy. But that was my dad. That was my dad. You know, I'm glad he was able to relax. I'm glad he was able to wind down and have some fun. And it was just really good because at 60, you know, he was able to do that. You know, he was able to enjoy his time with his family, his grandkids, and just, you know, dunk them in the water and leave them hanging, you know. You know, I'm going around, you know, and I'm looking at my dad, you know, where's he? I don't know. He can't swim. He doesn't even have all them life preserver things on his arm. But you know, he give you that look, that's not my son. You alive. Go get your son. But I love my dad. I do, I love him, and I appreciate him. And now it's time for me to get serious so I can decrease. Decrease. I'm about ready to decrease, y'all. But I just want to say that my dad, I really respect him. I really love him. I really honor him. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't understand growing up. And, you know, a lot of stuff that he did to me that I didn't understand growing up. And a lot of stuff that he taught me and showed me that I just didn't understand. And I still don't, so if y'all can help me. Just thought I'd throw it out there. Yeah. But I love him, and I just want to say happy birthday, Dad. And thank you all for coming out. And we're going to have my cousins come back, and I'm going to roast them.